You cut calories, you feel exhausted, you step on the scale hoping to see a change, but the number has not moved. The belly remains. You have been told that weight loss is a simple equation: eat less, move more. But for millions of people, this equation fails. The truth is, you do not have a calorie problem, you have a storage problem. Your body has two primary fuel tanks. Tank 1 is small, glycogen stored in your liver. Tank 2 is massive, your body fat. The biological rule keeping you stuck: your body won't touch the second tank while the first is full. Fat stores remain inaccessible. To initiate this transition, we use a 4-step protocol. You will need a few simple items: comfortable shoes, water, apple cider vinegar, and a source of soluble fiber. This protocol uses physiological levers to shift insulin, the hormone that acts as the primary regulator for your metabolism, out of storage mode and into usage mode. Step 1 happens the moment you wake up. The immediate goal is to manually empty the residual sugar left in your liver tank before you consume any food. Hydrate with water and electrolytes, and then get moving. This means 20 to 30 minutes of fasted activity, like walking or light resistance training. This animation shows muscle cells during active movement, highlighting a specific protein called the GLUT4 transporter. GLUT4 is a transporter that moves glucose from your blood into your cells. Normally, your cells need insulin to open the door for glucose, but during muscle contraction, these GLUT4 transporters move to the surface of the cell independently. They act as a vacuum, pulling glucose out of the bloodstream even while insulin stays flat at 0. The critical mistake here is eating a high-carbohydrate breakfast immediately upon waking. That instantly refills the liver tank, spikes insulin, and ensures that fat oxidation remains stalled. By delaying food and engaging in fasted movement, you actively drain the glycogen buffer. You are manually accelerating the body into the fat-burning zone without ever waking up the pancreas. Once your fasting window ends and you are ready to eat, the primary objective shifts to preventing the incoming food from causing a dangerous insulin spike. This brings us to step 2, the chemical break. Mix 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into a tall glass of water and drink it 5 to 10 minutes before your largest meal of the day. This diagram illustrates an enzyme called alpha amylase. Alpha amylase acts as a pair of chemical scissors that your body uses to rapidly chop complex starches into simple sugars during digestion. The active compound in vinegar is acetic acid. When it coats these enzymes, it blunts their ability to cut. Instead of flooding your system all at once, the glucose enters your blood as a slow trickle. You are altering the actual chemical reaction of digestion. By preloading your meal with diluted vinegar, you create a buffer that gives your pancreas time to react calmly to the food. Step 3 is the viscous shield. Immediately before eating the carbohydrate portion of your meal, consume a source of viscous soluble fiber. This could be a psyllium husk drink, chia seeds, or a side salad. This cross-section of the small intestine shows what happens next. In the context of insulin control, this fiber is not just a digestive aid, it is a literal physical barrier. When soluble fiber mixes with water, it expands into a thick gel matrix that coats the intestinal wall. It acts like a net, catching sugar molecules and dramatically delaying their absorption into the bloodstream. As this fiber reaches the lower intestine, bacteria ferment it and trigger the release of GLP-1 and PYY. GLP-1 and PYY are powerful satiety hormones that travel directly to your brain to turn off hunger. Eating viscous fiber first builds a physical wall against insulin spikes. Simultaneously, it activates a hormonal feedback loop, signaling to your body that it is safe to stop storing fat. The most common point of failure for this entire system is grazing. Even if you are eating healthy snacks between meals, you are keeping the storage signal permanently active. Step 4 is the frequency reset. Eliminate all snacking. Eat 2 to 3 substantial, nutrient-dense meals until you are full, and then enforce a strict gap of at least 4 hours between eating. We can see why this gap is necessary by looking at this seesaw graphic showing the biological relationship between insulin, your storage hormone, and glucagon, your mobilization hormone. These two hormones cannot be high at the same time. Every time a snack pushes insulin up, it forces glucagon down. You never give your body the chance to access the fat stores. When you stop eating for at least 4 hours, you allow a physiological process called the migrating motor complex, or MMC, to activate. The MMC is a cleansing wave that sweeps undigested food and bacteria from the digestive tract, and it only occurs when insulin is at its baseline. By completely eliminating snacks, you force insulin back down to its functional baseline. You are shifting the body's metabolic state to oxidize stored fatty acids for fuel. These 4 steps work sequentially. You drain the tank in the morning with fasted movement, break the spike with vinegar, shield the gut with fiber, and rest the system by spacing out your meals. Calorie restriction slows down your metabolism over time by lowering thyroid function, but stacking these protocols removes the hormonal barrier to fat loss without the metabolic slowdown caused by standard calorie starvation diets. You can set this in motion today. Prepare tonight by placing your shoes by the bed and setting the apple cider vinegar on the kitchen counter. Tomorrow morning, you begin step 1. Your body wants to be efficient. When you stop treating the symptom with endless restriction and start treating the cause by silencing the storage signal, weight loss stops being a struggle. It simply becomes a natural consequence of a healed metabolism.